even the family doesn't know where the 52 issue is.
Well,
So, for the first appearance, so, 50, 60 years, the family doesn't know. There's never been anything in the wind about any of it existing. So as far as anybody knows, including the estate, this is the earliest Black Panther art.
Wow.
Wow.
So without further ado, let's get into episode number 4. There's so much that happened on the last day, and this day kind of summed up why this particular event is so special. Before we get to the end of this, I just want to thank the people from OAX, just everybody else that's involved for even allowing Collections in Black to be a part of this thing. It was a reaffirming moment that, we're doing the right thing here. I'm probably saying too much, but, this is bigger than me. It was history making, it was culturally relevant, and it was just an incredible experience. This type of magic only happens once, but the key is to keep making memories like this. So, without further ado, let's get into episode 4, because I need for you to see for yourself why OAX is so special. One of the things about having an exhibit or a gallery like this is that people are always coming in and talking to you, and when they come and see these pieces, they almost want you to kind of guide them through there. So instead of us just having information up there, it was important that either me, Khalil, and Kazra also, that we were in there periodically, so that when people had questions, we could give them the correct answers.
These storm pieces are absolutely gorgeous. Is this Khalil stuff?
No.
No, it's from Ron Wads, and this is from Luis Alonso. This is Dan Dos Santos.
Right, from Marvel
2022 Marvel Masterpiece, yeah. Olivier Copiel and
You gotta say it like that too. You gotta say it like that too.
What?
Olivier Copiel.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah. Simone Bianchi.
Bianchi. And the prelim is from our friend Otis. We thought the two of them together was kind of cool to see.
Yeah. And could we talk about, let's just scoot down here to this absolutely gorgeous 1982 pencil piece by the king of T'Challa the Black Panther, Jack Kirby. I mean, 1982, he's, 70 years old at this point?
What is T'Challa the Black Panther's first solo book, which is Jungle Action. This is the character Eric Killmonger. He appeared. Michael B. Jordan played him in the film. That's the first time he's ever showed up in a comic. And
No prints, all
originals. And as you kind of pan from that corner along this wall, this is Billy Graham. He was one of the few black artists at the time working at Marvel. But to this day, just by looking at these, he's renowned. People know his name. Art, very collectible art, and in the spirit of the gallery, you can see some of these images here.
Hi, Bob Allman, and a longtime comic book fan. My first time getting to see this, though, and it is just absolutely incredible. The amount of energy and flow from one scene to the next is just absolutely remarkable. It is, you get so much emotion out of every single panel. You can almost feel what each character is thinking.
Thank you.
You bet. Believe me, thank you, because I am absolutely loving this. This is really impressive. All of the artwork just evokes so much emotion from you when you see it, and the level of detail, especially when you get to see it in the original black and white, makes you appreciate all of the work and care that was put into every panel.
I'm AJ's. My brother Yams. We're from California. Felix Comic Art. This collection is phenomenal. It's so nice to see actual history and see stuff that's missing, or just stuff that no one knew existed. See African American representation, and shout out to Sanford Greene. His collection is phenomenal.
Yeah, I just saw his stuff on the wall there. I mean, that's how you want to see it.
Winner,
You want to see it on a wall. You want to see it displayed, like true artwork, like it's supposed to look. So it's great to see. I was really stoked to see you guys
putting this exhibit up yesterday. This collection in black is a must-see. If you happen to go to any show and you get the chance, you've got to go see an actual piece of history.
Message? You know, I was able to step away for a moment and walk the floor. It was a pleasure to talk to Claus Johnson. We even had some of his art, obviously, from his work on Black Panther in Collections in Black. His face lit up when I was telling him about what his artwork meant to me as a kid and how grateful I was to have his pieces in the collection. Just to see the look on his face when I was saying that to him, that was really a good moment for me. And that's just another thing that makes OAX so special, is that you can have these moments where you can't necessarily have these type of moments at a different type of con. So this was the highlight for me. Chilling, walking the floor with Khalil and others, and you know, my brother Paul from Black Comic Lords and Angel. I'm not gonna keep talking about it, you know, let's just get into it.
I mean, we are at OAX, second year in a row. I mean, since then we've had the Collections in Black exhibit. We've now got it at the gallery. Me and you've been to Heritage.
Yes.
We kind of made this move, something crazy. We got other people involved.
That gentleman
Speaking
right
of
there,
Heritage,
that
we
gentleman right
we
there.
had this guy right here.
Not to interrupt.
I'm gonna interrupt him anyway. We had him right here. See how he do? He already know how we do. I won't take this one.
Yes, X, yes.
But it's been a journey.
Casey,
Brother
Casey here, brother Casey here.
How you doing, Casey?
Yo.
Wait. What's up, Big Phill?
How you doing, brother?
Good to
How
see
you doing?
Yes.
How you doing?
And this is what it is at OAX. Hey, Will.
All day.
What art you got? All day.
Yeah.
All
I guess
day.
we'll let you move on.
No, it's okay. I just went over and saw the collection.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
How'd you feel about it?
Yes,
Didn't
come
know
here.
I had to go left for the first time.
See,
so it
that's
helped a lot.
what we got. That's what we got to
Yeah.
talk about,
It's
right?
amazing, the bittersweet collection. That's there.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Whole neck. It's unreal. Awesome. Really, really cool to see so many.
Yes.
Appreciate it. You coming over?
Ignored my call.
No, wait.
I was letting you know that he was coming over.
Well, let's go. So,
All right. See you a little bit, man.
Stelfreeze, come here, brother. A little bit. Come here for a second. Khalil, you're important. Take the mic off. It goes to Stelfreeze now. Come on, brother Freeze. Come on, brother
He's
Freeze.
done this 3 times to me in the
does.
last.
I'm already mic'd up. Phil's exhibit. Brian Stelfreeze is here. He's gonna check it out.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time.
I don't know if it's Phil's exhibit.
It's not anymore. We're not anymore. No. So we'll have this conversation. Yeah.
Curated. Curated.
Well, no. So it was originally, but now we got Kazra and we got Brother Khalil in the mix. So it's expanded. Speaking of expansion, look what we got here.
Hey,
You walking with us?
walking Brian over to go.
We're walking with us.
I don't want to look at you. I want to look at Brian. Say hi, Cass. Don't say anything disruptive like you did yesterday.
Yeah, I leave at 3:30.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
You at 3:30 today?
3:30.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't break this down,
I got it.
unfortunately.
I got it.
You got it.
What you need me to do? When we take your pieces?
You can probably do. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
take care of it.
Yeah.
It's not a biggie.
This is partly built for you.
Turn
Are
around.
you and Dennis and Sanford.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let her get in there.
As an inker, I wouldn't want to touch it, man.
Yeah. Doesn't even need it, honestly.
Yeah.
Still want you in though.
It doesn't need it. I'd agree. Brian, this is, I gotta say, this is actually my piece. Now, this is the first Eric Killmonger
Yes.
jungle action.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you objected. You
I
said this is
had-
Phil's collection. Because that's your piece.
It's not a. It's ours now. So what happened was, in all honesty, first of all, I want to thank Brother Stelfreeze because I'm gonna tell you something. If it wasn't for you, we would have never. I would have never done Collections in Black.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Wow.
you're part of that trifecta of why it was created. Part of it was because I was getting things together.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the exhibit. But what had happened was that, yes, I was thinking about doing collections in black, right? It was already in the makings, but when you introduced me to Khalil.
Yeah.
Last year at this.
Last year at this.
Yeah.
So the first time I met him, you said to me, you gotta meet this brother. We start linking up. Next thing you know,
I literally remember that. I was there when you said, "Hey, meet this guy."
We were there.
we were in different cities. We did whatever, and I said, "Hey, I'm trying to do this exhibit," and he said, "Hey, I may have some pieces for you too."
Oh,
and then the next thing you know, it just started going crazy.
It was cake because you were like, you came over and you were like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do," and I'm like, "Hey, dude, let me point you to the premier guy."
For sure. You said, do you know? He said, this man Khalil owns the Black Panther piece. And the funny part about it is when I was going back and I was editing the footage, when me and you were talking, he's like in the background, right? And I'm seeing him, and I'm gonna show you the footage. And you were sitting there like
walking around looking like a regular human.
You kept looking at me and then walking, so you were like, who's he talking to? But I will say the thing that really made me link up with Khalil, besides that conversation, was during that conversation, Khalil said to me, the first thing you said to me was, you own the Peralta piece. Yeah. And it was like he knew that, so at that point there was that connection. Yeah. There were so many black people here last year, we didn't know who was who. Yep. Like we're all right here from it's like a family reunion.
Yeah. As a kid, I was like, I was mesmerized by the issue, and I would like just pull out my typing paper and my pencils and just like draw these figures. The whole one where he's got like Black Panther, sort of I drew that over his head. I drew that over and over and over again, So
yesterday, Dennis Cowan said the exact same thing you said.
Just that page alone influenced everything I ever did. It really did.
Like I said, it's just like it's stuff like this, sort of stuff like this. This is what gave birth to me as an artist. Is like seeing this stuff and just kind of going, I didn't at the time. I didn't even understand the concept of an artist or anything like that. I didn't understand what an artist was, but that like put me on a line that I actually managed to follow, and still follow. Is like just trying to capture just the power, just the energy, coming off of that stuff. Yeah. And I'm a country boy too, so so I didn't know you can get a job doing this sort of stuff. Right. Like comics would show up on the magazine racks, and I just thought, okay, I didn't think about the fact that somebody drew this.
Drew it.
But I was drawing it, so it was just really, really cool.
It's amazing that with how jungle action affected so many collectors of our age and older. I know like Brother Otis, one of his favorite characters is Killmonger,
favorite.
And just the camaraderie, and I know that this brother has it, and when Otis, I'm gonna tell you what happened yesterday, day before yesterday, when we pulled these out, the KKK images, and looked at them for the first time just there, it was a moment, like it was literally, like once we had these, no disrespect to the other people, we love them all, but these were the ones that when I was a kid, these are the ones that I saw, and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Well, and the wacky thing about it is that as a kid, you don't understand what's going on around you.
For sure.
For a lot of us, we don't realize that we were growing up in tumultuous times. But as a kid, your parents kind of protect you from that stuff.
For sure.
But when I read that, because the KKK didn't show up in my neighborhood or anything like that. So I didn't really, and the KKK on TV didn't really mean anything to me.
For sure.
But when I saw this as a kid, I was just like, whoa. I was like, there's some scary people out there.
For sure.
So it ended up being like a really big deal. Black Panther, to a certain extent, feels almost like Halley's Comet. When troubled times, sort of for brothers happen, Black Panther comes back. And then he disappears, and he still remains our favorite character, but he's not on the stands. But then when politically stuff is going on, another Black Panther series, sort of comes around. So he's like, kind of this really cool character that we love, we respect, and everything like that. But it's like it's not a character that's on the stands every month, But but when the time calls for him, Black Panther shows up, you know.
Wow.
And not only does he show up, I think he shows up and he unites. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, that's our guy.
Well, to your point, right? I grew up on Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like my guy, right? The cartoons, everything as a kid. So I didn't find this character till I was a little older.
Yeah.
But when I found him and I went back, the whole mythology was blowing my mind. Right? Blew my mind. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is Oxford, PhD educated man who also kicks ass, who's in this country that not colonized.
Yeah.
I have a couple heritages that resonates with. And there's this clean, beautiful utopia that was protected. So all that, right? And then of course the superhero side of things. But all that together, just resonated instantly to this day.
Yeah,
to
sure.
this day.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, what was crazy to me, even when I got hired to do the book, like I told Marvel, we went back and forth, with the contract and everything like that, and finally we got all signed out. Marvel was just like, okay, so when are we going to see pages? And I'm like, well, you're not going to see anything for a couple of months. I'm going to disappear, because I was just like, because I need to figure this out before I start actually drawing. And the main thing that I wanted to figure out was the fact that every time people would show Wakanda, it would be technological mud huts. And I'm like, that's not it. I'm like, that's not Wakanda. Wakanda's got to be something else. And I was telling the editor that when you say sort of Sydney, Australia, a picture comes up. When you say New York City, a picture comes up. What I wanted to do is when you say Wakanda, mud huts don't come up. It's just like I wanted to make that a city that was high tech, a city of the future, kind of thing.
It was across the board with what you did. It wasn't just the city, because you revolutionized his costume. Technology that hadn't been done. You changed the flag, even the flag.
Well, what's crazy to me is the resonance for Wakanda. Like I grew up partially in McClellanville, South Carolina, and it's Gullah people, and if you're not familiar with the Gullah people, these were people that were freed slaves that just kind of went, hey, we're out, and they went out to the islands of coastal South Carolina, and they kept their patois from their language. They basically didn't associate with the mainland at all. And my family is some of the first folks that came back to the mainland. But much like Wakanda, it's a part of the United States, but it's not in the United States. And like a lot of the culture is completely different. The language is completely different. But what's really cool is it is a storytelling culture. All the folks get together on Sundays and they just start telling stories. So to me, I grew up in what almost felt like Wakanda, and anytime I would go outside of McClellanville, the language was different, the people were different, it was kind of weird. So for me, I was just like, I want to bring some of that to Wakanda. I want to bring some of that, sort of coastal South Carolina feeling, sort of into this book. And it's cool because I think, I said before that any white guy can draw Black Panther, and some of them did, and some of them did it beautifully. But when a brother does Black Panther, he doesn't have to use his imagination. He just has to tell the truth. It's like, this is the truth that we've lived, It's like, when I'm drawing Batman, I got to use my imagination. When I'm drawing Superman, I got to use my imagination. Sort of, when I'm drawing Black Panther, I got to use my uncles. I got to use my sister. I got to use my mom. I got to use my dad, and all of those characters in the story are characters that I grew up with. They're characters that I know because they're characters that are family. And what I can do is I can just take their truth and move it into the comic. And what's nice about that is I know that I am not unique. I know that every sister, every brother, every cousin, every uncle has had those same experiences that I've had. So when I put it in the book, you're going to look at that guy and you're going to go, whoa, that guy looks just like my uncle. You know, turn the page, oh, that sister just looks like my aunt. You know, so it's just like, it's because it's truthful. I don't have to look at reference or anything like that. It's like, that's just coming straight, you know, sort of out of the heart onto the page. So so it was like, it was really cool to kind of like, you know, be a kid again, to throw myself back and go, man, what did I think was cool about what Kirby was doing?
Yeah.
You know, what did I think was cool about what Rich Buckler did? What did I think was cool about, like, you know, sort of Tex and all these guys that have done Black Panther before me?
Right.
And how can I weave that into, you know, sort of, because ultimately it's going to be like a quilt, you know, and Kirby gets the center of it. You know, and everything else is going to be built, you know, sort of on that. So, so yeah, I was like, all the tech in Wakanda is Kirby tech. You know, it's just like the explanations are going to be mine, but like the look of it is going to be Kirby, because you can't get any better than that. And Ta-Nehisi wrote this story of Shuri trying to make it out, you know, sort of the world that she was trapped in, and I figured, this is perfect, you know, because it's a maze that she has to traverse. But at the same time, you know, sort of, she's like trying to get from point A to point B. And I was just like, well, this, you know, the African pattern, the maze, this thing all comes together. So, so I did this illustration of Shuri, but I did it with just dots, you know, and I just did the whole drawing, even the gradient and the background, with just dots.
Just dots.
You know, and then I scanned those dots and turned those dots into an SVG file. And then from turning it into an SVG file, I basically took all those dots and put it into the traveling salesperson algorithm and said, starting with this dot, find the shortest point to this dot. And the algorithm just kind of just goes from dot to dot to dot, and so it just so it basically just makes this like super complex.
I can
plot,
picture it.
You know, where it goes from one dot to the next dot until the whole thing is like completely finished, and that's what created the line work for that cover. And I passed that on to Laura, who colored it, and done, you know. So, it was. That's great. And I think it's stuff like that only comes from Wakanda. You know, it's stuff like that only comes from diving deep into stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of books or anything like that. It's like as a kid reading comics, this stuff was almost real for me. You know, I mean, I took this stuff like seriously, and and even when I'm reading comics today, if it's not believable, I'm out. You know, I'm out in a second. So so the thing that I enjoy is making it real. You know, either making it real in an illustration or making the story feel real. So even though you're reading fantasy, you know, I want my fantasy to be backed up by facts, and not only that, but hopefully it'll educate people a little bit if they start digging into it. You know, if they see these characters in these costumes in my comic book, and they see something similar in National Geographic or whatever, well, maybe they'll learn a little bit about that culture. So that's a lot of times what happened to me. I mean, John Byrne had me going to the encyclopedia on a regular basis, with the Fantastic Four and his stuff, because him and Chris Claremont on the X-Men, but John writing the Fantastic Four, because they were so serious about the technology that they were using and the stories that they were telling. It's just like, oh, okay, wow, I'm learning about quantum physics reading this comic book.
For me, it was clean tech. Right. So you have a lot of this imagery with nature intertwined with technology in a way I hadn't seen. So what is this like in real? What is this like in real life? Does it exist? Because oftentimes I consider them over here when they don't need to be. This is nature, this is tech, and this is, you know what I mean? So, some of that for myself.
That was the thing that that got me like real excited when there's a couple of guys at Texas A&M and at MIT that I was talking to about biocomputational systems, which is basically a faster way to get to quantum computers. So with Wakanda, because their technology is not based on mathematics, but it's actually based on growth systems. It's based on nature. Wakandans got to the quantum computer faster than the Western world, got to the quantum computer. So that's why Wakanda is so far ahead of everything else, and it's absolutely, like my whole thing is when the, sort of comet hit, Wakandans were there, and the comet hit, but it absorbed its own impact. So it didn't, it would have been like, sort of a sort of civilization ending event, but because it absorbed all the impact of its crash, the people that were there to see it were the first Wakandans, and everything developed from there.
That's that jungle action. So we were designing this just yesterday morning collectively. So here we kind of went, I guess, back to the 70s, right? Back to Billy, Rich, Jack. So that's kind of what we have here.
Yeah. Well, this is the soul of it, man.
That's the soul of it. That's the soul of it.
Really
that's the soul of it.
I mean, the crazy thing about it is it would be a shallow conversation if it didn't start here.
Yes,
sir. This is like, just the serious foundation
with the king. We start with the king,
yeah,
and we end with the king. So you'll nice. I mean, that's and you'll as we go through it. This is Storm and T'Challa were together for a bit. So these are a couple of covers from that time here. So that's Jeff Campbell and Josh Cassera. He's a great modern artist. He's here at OAX this weekend. He's a great up-and-comer, one of the best modern artists ever. And then we'll move in here.
The coolest thing about this stuff is like all of this stuff I've seen before, but I haven't seen the originals. And it is a night and day difference to actually see the originals of all this stuff.
And that is part of the purpose of the purpose of Collections in Black, is to give a respect to the original pieces, because my biggest thing was that in the museum world, the fine art world, that a lot of people don't give the proper respect to the comic book artist. A Stelfreeze, Sanford, Stroman is just as good, if not better, than a Picasso.
Oh man,
that's how we see it.
That's how we see it. And I feel like this is fine art and it deserves its place. But also, when you read a comic, it's different than when you see the art.
Oh yeah,
There's so many different other moving pieces.
Well, this is Simone Bianchi. This is Mark Dos Santos.
Oh man.
And this is a gentleman named Brian Stelfreeze who did a Storm here too.
He's pretty decent.
Man, you guys have really put it together.
Olivier Coipel.
Yeah.
And we have in this room, I guess I should just say, in this room we have many contributors to this. So this is, I feel like a community events that we all kind of rallied to contribute to this display. So the gentleman right here, Ron.
What's up, dude? When I saw this, I was just like, wait a minute.
This is Ron's piece. So I just collective thanks.
Sweet.
Definitely, yes.
Nice. And also, since we're here, we might as well, I'm not going to turn the camera on myself.
Really? Psych.
You knew that was coming, Josh. Yeah.
The one thing I want, we got individuals in here who also gave pieces.
Yes.
Brother Otis. We got George.
Jeff.
We got I didn't see Jeff. Otis.
Yes.
And we got Brother Khalid.
Yes.
And as well as myself, but these brothers helped put the original
Yes.
Collections in Black together. And I want to give a shout out to Brother Kazra, who's been quiet in the back because Kazra was the one who said, you know what?
Yes.
We got to do this at OAX.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
so at that particular point, it turned to a collective vision where me, Kazra, and Khalil all got together and said, yeah, let's do this. And we gathered our resources together and decided, you know, to bring them.
And great resources you gathered.
Khalil, why don't you talk about the
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, this piece, man. You know, one of the things that's crazy is as an artist working on a piece, there are times that you're removed from what you're doing, you know, because you're just drawing, you're just painting, you know. But I don't know if you saw like the Watchmen series, but man, the arc of that character, wow, that just blew my mind in the series. And you know, sort of somebody asked for the character, and I wasn't ever really planning on doing anything with the character, but like when someone asked for it, I was like, okay, let me jump in there. And the craziest thing is to work on a piece through the emotion of the piece, where like you're just kind of like feeling that emotion while you're putting down the brushwork. You know, it's like the most brutal thing in the world. You know, and I've always loved that piece. You know,
if I could say something real quick, so I'm gonna tell you how I was able to get this particular piece. So there was a guy in Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna say his name wrong, so I apologize. I'm gonna hold this for now.
Okay.
And he came to the exhibit, Collections in Black, and he filmed some video for it, and he posted it online. And then I saw it, and I said, man, this is crazy. So he said, man, I really love what you're doing. I love the exhibit. You know, I wish I could have been a part of it. I said, well, you know, we're going to be taking it to other different cities. I said, you know, I'm working with the people at OAX, and we're thinking about doing something. He said, man, I got a Brian Stelfreeze piece that I think would be perfect for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, this guy lives like 15 minutes away from me.
Oh,
this
man.
was 15 minutes away from my house.
Man.
And I said, which one? He said, the Hangman piece. And I was like, man, about to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss on camera, but it's my. I was like, man, you gotta be fucking lying. There's no way you got this piece.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me? You know, he said, I'm telling you. Then he sent me the image.
Wow.
And then so as we linked up the very next day, he gave me the pieces, and he was just like, man, I just want, you know, I thought this would be really dope if I can contribute. I said, man, I would love for you to contribute. I said, because we want to make sure we have some really dope pieces.
Yeah.
And then he told me the story about him asking you to do that. And it literally word for word is pretty much, and it's just, you know, when I had that piece, I like took it home, I like laid it out, and I just looked at it for a while. And I was like, man, this is an incredible piece. Like when you just look at just how the details that you put in the noose and how the tear that comes off the eye and the indentation that comes over the cheek.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
This is Amazing Spider-Man 51.
Oh, yeah, I know it, man.
Johnny remembers
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
August 67, right? Beautiful twice up. And everyone comes up and they go, oh, Ramita, Kingpin, iconic, second appearance, Kingpin. That's the first panel and first appearance of Robbie Robertson.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's where it gets really fun. And this is Ramita Sr.'s character design. We got
Oh,
Mr.
man.
in too, but, you know, John did a lot of the designs back then.
Yeah.
There's an editorial note that we saw here. Robbie's head has been redrawn. You know, John's not going to redraw on his own heads. He was going to redraw everybody else's heads.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's an editorial note there. You might want to take a look at it. It's actually pretty interesting.
You just walk in because you have me.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yikes. Yikes.
So what's going on
Oh,
over
dude.
here?
No, Sandman.
A lot of ethnicity.
Sandman, I gotta bring you in on this.
That's first appearance of Robbie Robertson right there, redrawn for some reason by John Ramita Sr.
Okay. Check out the editorial note.
Because he was just, you know, doing what he was told.
quite a descriptive. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I remember Dennis talking one time about going into the offices. Well, he won't say his actual studio, and he was referred to as that a few times.
Oh wow.
I can't referred to as the Negro. Get the Negro to do the background. So
Look
who would be good on this
You know
book.
what's even a little bit loaded about it? The note is to Stan G, which we think is Stan Goldberg, the colorist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
To make sure he colors
Yeah.
him.
Make sure you get it differently.
Greene. For some reason, Greene was the standard back then.
Do some research, Stan, so you know what to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Make sure you get that right.
Yeah. Well, that piece right there is always my favorites, man.
Yeah.
Always, I viewed it up close.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys have got the cliff notes of blacks in comics, man.
Pretty much.
I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the very first time that Luke Cage ever shows up in a comic in his costume.
That's
Really? Right there, Hero for Hire #1. Right there, yeah.
Right here, he's naked.
And that's where he's yeah.
He's like, I gotta put some clothes on.
Yeah, and this is another book. I drew the figures from this like over and over again.
And that's Tuska and Billy Graham inking. That's a weird
Really?
combination. Yeah. You can see the Tuska figure right there.
Yeah,
Billy,
yeah.
Billy did good work to help out, but there's some.
But I love
things
this
to
piece.
add.
Yeah.
That form right there is really nice.
Yeah, I had that book, man.
Didn't Billy Graham, didn't he became like a playwright?
Yes.
Like he went into Broadway?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. Mm.
Man, this must have been rough to put this together, man.
Working with these guys.
Casper's contribution.
This is a stuff, man. These 5 right here, so this is from True Comics #5, Brown Bomber featuring
Yeah.
St. Louis. The first time we were ever depicted positively in a comic ever, on the cover and inside the book. Wow. And these are all 5 pages. It's from 1941, Joe Louis. A book called True Comics #5, and that wasn't 3,000 years ago. That was literally around the corner.
Man.
And for all these pages to survive since 1941.
Yeah. Well, not only survived, but I mean, clearly they were in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
These did not see sunlight.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because usually pages this old are like yellow.
Right. Right.
And this is your private collection, your personal.
Those 5 are mine, yeah. But a lot of pages come from a lot of individuals in this room. We got Brother Otis, we got everybody. Everybody contributed something.
Well, thank you for your contributions.
That's at 53, Brian. That's
Oh.
at 53, yeah.
This is interesting because Kirby ends it, Kirby starts it, like Khalil said, but even the family doesn't know where the 52 issue is.
Well,
So, so, 50, 60 years, the family doesn't know. There's never been anything in the wind about any of it existing. So as far as anybody knows, including the estate, this is the earliest Black Panther art.
Wow.
Wow.
I can say something real quick. I want to say, I want to give my daughter some props because she's the one that put up all the Sanford.
She put up Sanford's. Yes, right there. Yes.
She is now a curator.
What we need you for then, man?
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Sorry, man. Teach them while they're young.
You got to. But this is, this, in my opinion, this made it all worthwhile. Having both of you guys here who are on the Mount Rushmore of artists, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been with y'all in multiple
yeah.
situations,
Yeah.
multiple cities. Love you, brothers. I appreciate it. Get my commission done.
Now let's get to the real important stuff.
On camera. That's why he set it up over the plate.
Yeah, in fact, this whole thing has been a
I didn't do Stelfreeze. I didn't do Stelfreeze because you already made a comment about I get to these when I get to them.
because I saw him. I saw the shark circling.
Yeah.
I was like,
I should do that line. I'll get it when I can get it. There you go.
But all jokes aside, man, I really appreciate you brothers. And it's like, this is so important to the culture, just to the important comic collecting in general, not just black culture. Just y'all got your feet planted clearly in the ground, and you know it's the reason why we do this. We love this, and we appreciate everything that y'all do for the culture.
Yeah.
And
Well, the cool thing, and you know, Sanford might back me up on this, is like, honestly, we just want to draw comics, man. Right. You know, I mean, that's one of the things that's crazy is that was my dream before I knew it was my dream. Just to draw comics, and for my career, my head's been down. I've been incredibly selfish, just drawing comics and trying to get to the place where I could pick my jobs, trying to get to the place where I'm on the books that I want to be on.
Right.
And you do this, you know. And for me, the weirdest thing is looking up one day and realizing, oh wow, the stuff that I'm doing is actually affecting people.
Right.
Right.
You know, the stuff that I'm doing, like the craziest thing to me was I was at a show, and I think it was in like Seattle, you know, and I'm just kind of hanging out, you know, doing my thing, and this couple comes by, and their kid is in this Black Panther costume, you know, and I'm like, that's cool. This couple, they adopted this African kid, right? And this is their way that they can get the kid into the culture. And it was a white couple, and I was just like, this is really fantastic, you know. And the kid was just like wanted to take a picture with me. The kid takes off the hood, and it is a young, blue-eyed, blonde white girl. And I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, holy crap, you know? Yeah. And she's like so excited about Black Panther. She's so excited about being in the Black Panther costume and everything like that. And I was just like, this is it. Right. You know, I was like, this right here is it. Right. You know, where, you know, and to me it's like when I watched you know, sort of Bozeman 42, where like the guy said there was a kid that was like, you know, sort of pretending to be you know, and it was just like so interesting to see this white girl pretending to be this black man, and I'm like, we've done it, you know, for that moment, you know, for that moment, it didn't matter. Right. You know, sort of for that moment right there, race did not exist. You know, everything was equal. You know, I don't know what she's going to grow up to be. You know, but I was just like
the white tiger.
Yeah, but I was like, this is like the coolest. This is like the coolest thing in the world.
That's a classic.
Yes. You know, sort of, especially. You know, especially for folks like us who just have our heads down most of the times. And now. Yeah. You know, to me, it's just like now that I've looked up, you know, I'm like, when folks come to me with their portfolios, and when brothers come to me and they want to talk about stuff, I'm like, yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about this stuff, you know. So it's really cool seeing that.
Yeah. It's like a full circle moment for me because as a kid, some of you are in here of age enough to know the time where the comics would have these house ads, and these house ads were like of, you know, future stories and comics. As a kid, I saw this front page of this house ad. It was a 2-pager of this white guy talking about his friend, and he's whispering to the reader, hey, don't upset my friend. You need to buy our new book, or else he's going to be really pissed off. Right. I'm like, who's this friend? Obviously, he's pointing like it's on the other side of the page. I flipped the page over. Some of you guys might know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it was that brother, Luke Cage. And I was like, I'm going to buy it because he looks like he will. And that was like, I don't know how it impacted other folks, but for me, he was speaking directly to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was a brown character pointing right at me. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
6, 7-year-old mind. And I'm asking my mom, I didn't know this dude's name. Obviously it said Power Man, but still I was so enamored with the figure, the image, that that's all I could. I was going to bookstores looking for this guy. He was like this holy grail. I had no idea of the name or anything, but I knew that somewhere out there's a book with this guy's story in it, and I want to find it.
Yeah.
Full circle, I got a chance to do it in 2015. And that's the reason why I did it. I did it because that was kind of like, people always say, well, what's your dream project? I'm like, my dream project was to do, I guess, a love letter to the character that made me care, that made me see myself, that made me search, that made me put in work. Because I was just a kid that was wandering around just like any other kid, and then I started to understand through osmosis identity. I started to see this guy, he's in the same universe with Captain America, with Spider-Man, with Superman, and so on and so forth. So to be able to work on that was extremely gratifying. And I hope, when we started Bitterroot, that we could do that thing to some kid somewhere out there who's discovering for the first time themselves. Similar to what Brian said, this little girl, she saw Black Panther, she didn't care color, but she saw something that she connected with.
Yeah.
I'm a little more intentional. I want a little brown boy to see that book or whatever thing that I work on and see himself and get inspired, and who knows, become, what we're doing right now. So,
and let me point out the problem that you run into sometimes is that when somebody like Sanford draws Luke Cage, in my opinion, Luke Cage is off the table now.
I made him
Luke Cage. All my Luke Cage plans. I'm like, all right, well, it's been done. Let me just hang it up because Luke Cage has been done. Everyone else who has to do Luke Cage from Sanford's moment on has to somehow walk around. Have to walk around the gravitational pull of sort of Sanford's Luke Cage, man. That one, I feel the same thing.
Sweet Christmas, sweet Christmas.
When the first issue came out, man, I was just like,
Christmas.
And what's interesting? We did Black Panther and Luke and Power Man and Iron Fist came out.
Oh yeah.
A month apart. That was the blackest Marvel has ever been.
Oh.
Right in that moment, right there.
That was Black.
And they was like, oh, okay, let's pump the brakes on this here. That was definitely.
The coolest thing about that though is he's like the editor of Black Panther, Will Moss. And quite frankly, all the editors, like with Ta-Nehisi working at Marvel, and I'm working right next to him, it was cool for anytime the editor would say, well, I think, we go, yeah? What do you think? Okay.
This is our moment right now. Don't get in the way.
So it was no editing whatsoever.
Sure.
Just do whatever you want.
How incredible that moment was that we just captured. Did that make it all worth it? I mean, everything makes it all worth it. I'm just saying.
We're allowed to say that made it worth it, honestly. Because it felt like that environment allowed two eloquent men to be eloquent.
For sure.
That's what I loved about it, that it felt, it's just one of those things that washes over you, that warm wave.
Right.
I loved it. That was so great.
It was amazing.
Those are two, really, I can just say it straight up, those are two beautiful men. Yeah. They really are. They're exceptional human beings.
It was great. It was great.
What makes that moment so special is that it wasn't scripted. These brothers took time away from what they were doing to come and see what was going on. And it was only God that had it that Stelfreeze came, and then out of nowhere Sanford Greene comes. Dennis Cowman was the day before, but to have Brian Stelfreeze and Sanford Greene in at the same time was just nothing less than incredible. And I will be forever grateful for that. This only happens at OAX and Collections in Black. After we wrapped that up, Sanford Greene had a surprise for me because he had my commission done. And when I say he knocked this commission out the park, man, shout out to Sanford Greene for giving me the illest commissions I ever got in my life. And you know, people know my love for hip hop and my love for the arts, and to have him do a Big Daddy Kane piece, woo, that's all I gotta say.
Uh-oh, he's gonna show you a piece.
Wait a second, he gonna show it to me.
I gotta give you your Big Daddy Kane.
I don't even wanna look yet.
All right.
Really, like cover with a curtain and then
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh. What? Hey, listen.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, I was thinking about your face the entire time. That was the motivation. Like, how can I get him to lose his mind over this thing? And like, how can I do it? How can I do this in an hour? I did it in an hour.
And the Nefertiti. You know what we talking about.
I know, man. I got this.
I just want to say real quick.
I need to take a photo of that too.
Big Daddy Kane is my favorite hip hop artist of all time. And the fact that I got Sanford Greene to do me a BDK is crazy. I'm about to send this to his DJ, man, so he can see this. That's my man, Skaz is my homie.
Okay.
He's in North Carolina too.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Kane's in North Carolina.
He's in like Raleigh or something like that.
For sure. So, you want Skaz to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
You know what you should get?
That's crazy.
You know what you should get next?
At a really artsy angle, so you can see all the.
Thank you.
There you go, sir.
Man, this is incredible.
After I got my piece from Sanford Greene, it just kept going. I ran into none other than the legend Bob Layton. For those who do not know, Bob Layton is one of the creators who created War Machine, Rhodey. And getting a chance to chop it up with him. And it was funny, I know at one point he said to me, we were setting up, he said, man, one thing he regrets is that he could never work for Milestone. And he wished he was able to work for Milestone back in the day.
Like I said, my biggest regret in life is I couldn't join Milestone, yeah. Right. Jim Rhodes, one of the classic Marvel characters, and I created him because I felt that we needed more diversity with characters in comics. I didn't want him to be a superhero. I wanted him to be Tony Stark's best friend.
For sure.
I wanted to be, his brother. So when I created Jim Rhodes, I used to go over the Midtown Tunnel. I used to go over the bridge into the Midtown Tunnel, and down in Queens there was a company down there called the James Rhodes Tool and Die Company, and that's where I got the name from.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have any any of the original sketches left?
Oh no, it's all way gone. But back then we made so little money that I had to sell every original that I had just to pay my rent in Manhattan.
I understand.
So
what I want to do is, when I get ready, when we take this to the next place, would you be willing to do like a Rhodes commission, since you were the creator of Jim Rhodes? Sure. Like a nice Rhodes, so I could just have and could take with it. Being that you're the creator of Jim Rhodes, it would only make. I would love to have a War Machine.
I would be honored.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my man Tony King. He bought a copy of Eben #1 off of me. So I said, I'll be in Orlando for OAX. If you can meet me up there, I'll bring you the book. I come outside, I bring Brother King the book, meet his grandson, we chop it up for a moment, and I'm glad he has the book, because that means the book is in good hands. The only issue was that before I made my way to give the book to Tony, I had stopped past and talked to Otis and Matt, and Bianchi was doing an original art piece giveaway, and I put my name in the hat to get one. And I make my way back, coming to find out that they had already, announced the winner. Here's the funny part. These my homies. And I actually won. But being that I wasn't there, they gave it away to somebody else.
This is the first name that was called. First name that was called, and I gave you extra time. Extra time. Large Phil. And then I said, what about Big Phill? Do we have a large Phill or a Big Phill?
Phill, Big Phill.
Once?
Going once.
Going twice?
All I know is that I know you're gonna make. I'll be all right later on.
Oh, I'm gonna make it right because you weren't here? Phil, I told every single person you've got to be present to win. We got cameras over here. We got sound. I mean, check tape. You gotta check tape.
Otis and Matt, I'm gonna tell you right now, I will never forgive y'all for that. I love you brothers, but y'all did me dirty. But it's all right. Nah, all jokes aside, it went to whoever needed to be there. I wasn't there to get it. I'm not mad. But hopefully Matt will show me some love on the piece in the future, so then that way I could heal the pain that's all in my heart. So it's getting late and it's a little bittersweet because the day was almost over, and I made my way back to my space, and so many artists and people were coming and collectors were coming to pick up some of the art that was donated to the exhibit. One of the big pieces in there was from the Kirby Museum.
I'm Tom Kraft from the Jack Kirby Museum and Research Center, and we lend this piece of Black Panther art, beautiful piece for the Collections in Black. Great exhibition. We're happy to participate in OAX. Look forward to the next OAX. What's interesting is it's a great page of full Black Panther running, and the interesting thing is that this piece next to it looks like a continuation of him running. And we're looking forward to next year.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Thank you.
You know, shout out to everybody that gave us pieces. But it was kind of bittersweet seeing people coming and picking up their pieces and going. But it was also incredible to get testimonies from people talking about how happy they were to have their pieces in Collection in Black. That definitely makes it full circle, and it makes me proud to have been able to put on something like this. Having the people come in, grabbing their pieces, and thanking me for having the pieces in there was such a big deal. And I'm talking about some of the biggest names in the industry. And I'm talking about artists and collectors who were just, I don't think anybody told us no. But to hear them specifically talk about what it meant to have their pieces in Collections in Black and OAX, it was really good to hear.
So my name is Felix Liu. The owner of Felix Comic Art. I'm an original comic art rep, which means I work with comic book artists and helping them sell their original art. And this is the work of one of the artists I rep, Sanford Greene. It is the first issue of his Eisner Award-winning series, Bittersweet. Actually, one of the few series that have won Best Continuing Series at the Eisners twice, and well-deserved. And it's, I love seeing art in a setting like this. I'm an original art collector, but very few of us are able to display our collections as beautifully as this. Not just wall space, but there aren't too many of us who are lucky enough to own a complete issue. This is every single page from Bittersweet #1, which, in my opinion, is a historic first issue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm very busy. I'm in there. I'm working with artists, but I had to come and check this out, and this is amazing.
All right, Khalil had reached out to me and asked me to help contribute some pieces to this Collection in Black exhibit going on at OAX, and I was very honored to be able to help.
Can I see the piece?
Yes, sir.
I want to personally thank you for allowing us to use this piece, and
yes, sir.
Just appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was so thrilled to lend this piece to the Collections in Black. This series, Deathlog, growing up, was one of my favorites because it spoke to me about being different. It touches upon that, the technology aspect of Deathlog, but also the fact that he was a black man that this happened to. And there's so many moments in the book that speak to that. And I thought it was great that this collection could highlight some of these issues that were being raised 30 years ago by these artists and writers. And I'm thrilled that people really connected with it and got a chance to enjoy it.
I'm Dan Dos Santos. I'm an illustrator, and I'm honored to be included in the Collections of Black exhibit. I painted Storm from the X-Men, who I think is a great representation of inclusivity in comics, and it's an honor to be included in the exhibit as well.
All I can say is that this has been an incredible experience, and it was a life-changing experience for me, and I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of OAX. More importantly, having Collections in Black in this capacity just helped to spread the word, you know. But I don't want to make a really deep outro about the significance of OAX and Collections in Black and the collaborative effort that we put to make all this happen. Everything that needs to be said was said in these past 4 episodes. You can go back and watch. And some things that weren't said didn't need to be said. You can see on the screen exactly what the feeling was. You can see what the spirit was. And I'm forever grateful for that. I just want to shout out everybody that was a part of this. And the thing is, I don't want to give a bunch of individual names, because if I do so, I'm going to miss some people, and that's not something that I want to do. But I just want to make sure that I really shout out the good people at CAV, Kazra and Bill, and everybody else who just been such a big part of this. You know, my man Khalil, you know, I couldn't have done the first Collections in Black without you. The August Wilson Center for allowing me to have Collections in Black in the first place. Just so many people I just want to thank. And I know if I start listing off names, I am going to miss people. So let me stop there. Shout out to George. I do want to shout out George real quick, because George was also very important, because George had pieces also in Pittsburgh as well as in Orlando. And even when Dennis Cowan needed a piece back that was in Pittsburgh, when he needed that piece back, there was no issue. We got it back so that Cowan could put it in his book. Most importantly, I want to thank my daughter Tristan, who was out of nowhere part-time camera person, and she rocked with me this whole weekend, and she's the one who put up the the whole Bitterroot series. She did every page. She arranged every page, and I appreciate that. And you know, to be able to have your child come and work with you in a capacity and she worked in a professional manner. You know, this wasn't a game. Like, she came in, was serious, did the work, and we ended up making our way to Universal Studios on Monday. You know what? The best thing about this weekend was being able to spend this time with my daughter. For my daughter to see my passion, to see me work, and for her to work with me. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Go ahead, Tris. It's a wrap.